So welcome back to my garage. This is Gamer Dom. I thought I'd take a quick look at this. This is the Japanese Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank, the STA-2. It's on sale at the moment. It's one of Wargaming's limited week-long offer jobs. You can pick it up in the European, well, in the British shop for £21.67, which gives you the tank, a garage slot, and 1,250 gold. Don't know why they need to sell it with the gold, but hey ho. In euros, it's just under 28 euros. So, as I say, this is a Tier 8 Japanese tank. It's kind of interesting. It was launched at the same time as the AMX CDC. And it kind of was overshadowed by it because the CDC got all the headlines and the hoo-ha and the hurrah. And I remember at the time it came out, you used to see lots of CDCs around, but you didn't see many STA-2s. And that's probably partly because the CDC had a lot going for it. It's got a very, very good gun. It's very, very fast. But I think also the Japanese line isn't as popular as some of the others, and therefore people didn't tend to go for it. And you know, if we're honest, this tank is a little underwhelming, or was a little underwhelming. Now it's had a buff since it was originally launched, and I think it's not a bad little tank all in all. So have a quick look at it. It's 1420 hit points, which is about average. Only weighs 35 tons, so it's a lightweight medium. 500 horsepower engine, which gives it top speed of 45 kilometers per hour and a 44 degrees per second traverse. So it's relatively nimble, and that's one of the things that got a buff recently. Its mobility was a little underwhelming before, but it's had a little bit of a poke, and it's a little bit better than it was. Still not CDC level, but it's pretty good. Now it's a little bit deceptive, shall we say. You look at that, and you look at that, what appears to be armor plated on the front here, and it's at quite an angle. You'd imagine this thing has pretty good armour. Well, you'd be wrong. That must be some bit of old tin can that they've sort of flattened out and put down on the front, because the armour on this thing is, well, it's just non-existent really. It has all of 45 millimeters on the front of the hull here. Yeah, and it's angled, but you know, when some big-assed Russian gun is firing at you, 122 millimeter shell isn't going to give one jot whether it's angled or not. And at 45, chances are most of them will pen you with HE. So that's not good. And the side's even worse at 35 and the rear 25. Yeah, so armour's not its strong point. And even on the turret on the front is as good as it gets. It's 70 mils, and you can see the gun mantle's okay actually, and there's some nice rounding here. You will, on the odd occasion, just when you least expect it, you'll bounce off the front of this thing. But really, you're not going to bounce anything. 60 at the side of the turret, and 35 at the rear of the turret. This thing is not built for its armour. However, it is not bad view range. It has a base 380 view range. I've got coated optics on this, and the crew, well, at least the commander, has situational awareness quite well progressed, and that gives me 426 meters, which is pretty good. So the gun, let's look at the gun. Gun is another area that had a bit of a buff fairly recently. It's a 90mm gun, which is fairly standard on the Japanese tanks. A good rate of fire, 8.45 rounds per minute, which is pretty meaty. Has standard AP, 185mm of penetration, which, as I say, I think it was. I'll be picked up if I make a guess, but I think it was a little bit lower when it first came out, and that was distinctly underwhelming. But look at the heat penetration, 275 with its heat. So when in doubt, load up gold. But you don't need to be honest. But you know, this is a tier 8 without preferential, so you will from time to time get it up against tier 9s and 10s, and then you'll be grateful of that 275 heat penetration. 240 average damage on both of those rounds, which is nice. HE not great. 45 penetration, 320 average damage. Dispersion is 0.37, so that's pretty good. It's an accurate gun. 2.1 aim time. So what you have here is pretty much the stereotypical Japanese medium. They're pretty much all like this. All the Japanese mediums, they all are fairly nimble without being ridiculously so. They have very good and largely accurate guns with pretty reasonable penetration and zero armor. And if you've played up this line, you'll know that really the way to play these tanks is in a support role. You poke out, preferably off the top of a hill where you can use your very, very good gun depression to fire a shot and then get the heck out of there. Let your friends do the hard work of uncovering the enemy, and then you pick them apart. Fire, relocate, fire, relocate, fire, relocate is the golden rule with these Japanese. And to be honest, these Japanese tanks, the standard, if you like, the tier 8 STA-1 and the type 61, which is the tier 9 variant Japanese medium, and this STA-2 are fairly interchangeable. The style of play is pretty much the same in all three. So you know, you can hop in them and play the same style of game and you'll do well, because that's how you have to play the Japanese. It's not a bad tank, it's not a fantastic tank, and one of the good things about it is pretty much, well, there is only one other Japanese medium premium on the market, and that's the Chinukai, which is down at tier 5. So if you are working through the Japanese medium crew line, if you're working through the Japanese medium tank line, then, and you want to have something that can train up your crew, this is probably not a bad investment. And as I say, it plays pretty much the same as the standards, so you'll be very familiar with its playstyle, and that will help considerably. So yeah, all in all, pretty good. The sort of highlights of this thing are a pretty good gun with a good rate of fire, really good gun depression, pretty reasonable mobility, and that heat on that gun is absolutely ridiculous in terms of penetration. It's got no armor, doesn't get preferential matchmaking, and if you do fire your heat, you're going to eat into your profit quite a bit. So yeah, if that sounds like the sort of tank you like, then pop along to the Wargaming shop, to the premium shop, and pick one up. In the meantime, let's go and take it out and show you a few games. So here we are on Redshire's. It's a tier 9 game again. We're going to head up to the big hill in the middle and do a bit of a support role from there. As I say, this tank doesn't have armor. It has a pretty accurate gun. You can see even moving that radical doesn't get too big. It's not the most mobile, but it's not bad. I'm doing between 40 and 50 along here, 45, 49. It hit there briefly. And we'll go up the slope at a pretty good rate. You know, we're not as fast as that CDC that's ahead of us, or even the T54, but it's okay. It's manageable level. I'm hoping that T54 seems to have taken the spot I was going to take. Oh, and he's decided to go elsewhere. That's very decent of him. So I'm going to sit up here because the gun depression, this position allows you to poke your gun over the top without exposing the whole of your hull. IS-3 is a priority target, but they're all covered over there. I can't see. There's more tanks. The centre comes, and the gun traverse is pretty good. You see there, turned around very well. I have no idea whether I hit that lightweight. I suspect not, but we'll see. So I really think the position here is your main goal, if you like, for being up here, is to cover the 9-0 line where you can, and also anything coming down the 1-2 line, and that's what I try to do when I'm here. Can't see the IS-3 unfortunately. Lightweight appears to be coming through. Can I hit that Super Pershing? I should be able to. He just moved back when I was expecting to move forward. He's now pointing towards me, so yeah, that was about as good as I could hope. There's no chance of penning him from this range, but I tracked him, so I'll get some assistance for that. You know, I might get some criticals by firing like this, but you know, whatever. Oh, and then I don't know what happened there. I was expecting him to move back a bit, but he didn't, and he's dead. So it's 1-1. Our left flank looks a bit dodgy, so I'm just making sure the Black Prince doesn't reappear. And here we go, got some targets over this side. Well, I say targets, there are tanks over there. You can see the gun depression even over the back of the tank. Oh, there's the Bulldog. We'll have him. He's taken out, and suddenly we've 4-1 up, which is nice. Looks like the other heavies on the 9-0 about to die, so we should have this in a pretty good state. There's the lightweight down. Ooh, ST1. No, I rushed that shot. The velocity on this, as I said before, is that there's a CDC coming in hard, coming in hot, and he's seen me, and I get immobilised, and I get immobilised again. I was very lucky here because I got immobilised twice. I used my repair kit immediately, and then got tracked again. And the CDC is loving having a show me why he's the better of the tanks that we brought in. Were brought in at the same time. But there's a T-54 Mod 1 coming round, and you know, we got tanks here, but I haven't done an awful lot so far. There's SD1, it seems to be, don't know what he's doing, going around the back. That should have been a hit, probably only tracked in though. Here comes the Mod 1. Get one into him, and he's gone. So yeah, there we go. And there's loads more tanks. I mean, the whole, everything from 6 to 0 line is clear. So the only enemy are on the other side. Again, see the gun depression and the accuracy of the gun. That, I think that T-49 must have gone AFK, because it just seems to be sitting there waiting to be taken, roughly, which is what we did. So it's 10-3. There's the SD1. Can I get a shot on him? I'd love to. Those things are just, again, I just didn't lead the shot far enough. I should have learnt by now. Bounced. Leopard, sorry, the T-54 bounced 2 shots of the side armour, and there's our friend the AMX, but luckily he gets tracked. I don't think that was me, and I've got a lock on. He's in real trouble. He was just going for a bit of kill. Either that, or he didn't realise there were so many of us on this side of the hill. So it's 12-3. I've done 1,000 damage. No kills yet, which is frustrating. There's not much left. There's a mod, sorry, T28 mod. Don't think I'll get a shot on him. No, he's gone. And we just got the arty, and it's GG. So we'll push on. Again, you see the mobility of the thing, pretty good. So yeah, we win. So there we go. 3rd class mastery this time. Confederate badge, which I always like. I think it just shows that you've been a team player, which I always enjoy. In terms of XP, middle of the pack, sort of what's that? 2, 4, 6, 7th in the team, 1300 damage, 750 base XP, fired 17 shots, connected with 10, penetrated with 6. We received 5 shots, 4 of which penetrated and 1 didn't. Well, that's what's going to happen. We got a lot of assistance this time, 1500 assistance, which is great. 64,000, Sydney 65,000 credits, after costs nearly 49,000 for 48,500, and 1,240 experience. So nice victory. Nice. Okay, so we're on Ellenberg. It's a tier 9 game. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 tier 9s, all bar 2 on the enemy side. The rest of them, in fact, all bar 2 on both sides of the rest of the tanks are tier 8s. So it's quite a heavy game. I'm going to head up the 890 line, not because of Erwin Rommel and the WZ111111, who thinks he's going to tell everybody what to do just because he's got blue stats. Yeah, he's probably right, but you have to be an arse about it. And you see it gets worse later. So what is it about some of these guys who have really, really good stats? Not all. There's some very good guys out there who are nice, but there's also some absolute a-holes. Any road up. We're heading up here. I'm trying to get into one of my favourite spots, which is just over this hill, and play my role as a sort of support medium. See where the enemy are, see if I can spot anything. That 1390 should spot some stuff. Oh, there's a Jag Tiger running across the field. We can have a go at him. Good shot on there. You can see it's a pretty accurate gun. At range, the shell, whoops, I've been spotted, sort of loops a little bit, but you can work that through. So this is an amazing shot there. Through the turret of a T-54. I did not really expect to do that. So anyway, 2 shots, 2 hits, nearly 500 damage in the first couple of minutes, which is pretty good. Erwin's pushing forward in the WZ1111, going ham and getting very antsy about the heavy sitting behind, which is probably fair enough, but you know, again, don't be such an arse. Oh, and that should... I think I hit the cupola. I hit the driver's hatch, but clearly didn't penetrate him. And can we have another go at him? That was far too square on. So 1 pen through the turret, 2 bounces, 1 into the dirt, and that was with heat. I tried the heat, and of course, the moment I did, the shot went straight into the dirt and wasted however much those shells cost. So I'm not doing too good after that initial success, but that T-54 is pretty much done for the day. Once he's gone, I'm going to push up. At the moment, I'm just sort of keeping a watching brief, and it seems to be progressing pretty well, this game. We're 2-1 up. The guys down the 1-2 line have done a pretty good job. Often what happens on this map, now they've moved the caps, starting points, is that the northern team wins the 1-2-3 line and the southern team wins the 8-9-0 line. In this game, it seems like we're holding our own, mainly because pretty much all the heavies went left, apart from our friend in the WZ, and he's still banging on. He's just a pain in the arse, isn't he? Sometimes you just want to go and kick people. So I'm going to push up and support. We don't know what else is with this Jag Tiger. Sometimes there's artillery at the back here. It's one of the places arty hide on this map. Although now things have changed a bit. I think they don't tend to cross the river as much. So there's a Spick. Can we get a shot on him? Ooh, that was weird. I would have thought I would have hit him there, but anyway, we didn't. Our friend in the WZ's about to get very annoyed with the 1390. Yeah, Monkey Scout. Oh, that's good. So he decides to have a shot at him. Well, you know, that's a good way to make your point. What a knobhead. Any road. So I'm waiting. I want to have a go at this Jag Tiger. I want to get around the back of him. I think he's on his own, and it appears the only thing around is that Spick. So I think, sod it, I'm going for it. So I've locked on. Oh, and he misses me with his shot. I just tried a lucky shot really, and the recording's making it look weird, but I was actually on auto lock on him. One in the side, he can't turn round as quickly as I can move round, and there you go. I finish him off with a bit of help from my friends, so that he's cleared. So it looks like this flank's pretty much done. Oh, there you go, 1390, and the WZ are still at it. So yeah, our friend in the WZ just didn't like everyone doing what they want to do. He wants them to do exactly what he wants them to do, and you know, of course the game is built for him. So anyway, so we're going to push on up, try and do some spotting. There's a tiger over there who appears to be heading towards the cap, so we're going to try and get in a position to head him off. And oh, I just didn't lead that shot. So the velocity on this gun is a little bit on the slow side, so you need to lead the shell a bit more than you would otherwise do, and that's frustrating because I should have had a shot on him. And then he ducked back again, and because I'd fired, I wasn't reloaded, and then I fired just a speculative shot, and of course what does he do? He pops back out again after I'm not loaded, and I missed the follow-up shot. So that was all pretty pathetic. I wasted a whole load of shells there for no real good. Will I get a shot as he comes out the other side? I don't think so. It's 9-6, we're doing pretty well. Oh, can I get a shot? Can I actually see an outline? Don't know whether there's something blocking or what it is. Oh, there we go. Now, what part of the tank did I actually hit there? I don't know, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, Mr. Charm WZ is still at it with the 1390. So it's 11-7. I've done a whole heap of stuff. Got a couple of kills, 800 odds damage. I'm just waiting here to see what we can see. I'm thinking about going down, see whether I can get around the back. There's a spick keeping an eye, so I'm going to head down the river side and go across. And I nearly made a complete cock up here by dropping in the river there. You wouldn't have seen the video because it probably would have killed me. So, luckily I thought twice about it. And then the Wheezy goes forward, and I think, well, I can sit here and cover him, basically. We're going to win this game, I think. So we'll push over. But I mean, I think I know we did because this is a recording. So anyway, so we'll keep going. We'll keep pushing on. You can see this tank's fairly mobile. Oh, that was unlucky. The gun on it is actually very, very good. I'm not really showing it off fantastically well because I'm missing shots, but it is not bad at all. And they're down to 2 tanks. There's just the Pershing and the Spick left. I'm going to go out and try and take on the Pershing. He's on very, very low hit points. Very low, 13. Should probably have loaded HE at this point, but whatever. I'm full strength. I've got the gun locked. Come over the top. I don't mind taking one shot from him. There we go, and he's gone. And there we go. There's just the Spick left. Don't know where he's gone. Oh, here he comes. He's coming round. So we got premium loaded because I was expecting to have put another shot into the Pershing, but I didn't. And there you go. What a shot on the move that is. Doesn't do that very often in this tank. And that was a game. GG. So there we go. It was a pretty good win in the end. Second class mastery, fighter. We finished. Where did we finish? Oh, second on XP. 1200 damage, 4 kills, and 800 base XP. We fired 19 shots, hit with 10, penetrated with 8 for the 1200 damage. We took 1 hit and it penetrated. That was the... what was that at the end? Yeah, the Pershing. Didn't spot a huge amount this time, but it wasn't that sort of game. 50,000 credits after cost, nearly 30,000, which is nice, and we made 1300 XP. So GG, not a bad result. So there we go, that's the STA-2. I think it's a good little tank. Very, very useful if you're planning to work your way down the Japanese medium line. As I said, you've only got the Chinokai as an alternative, so it's a good crew trainer. Not the best credit generator, but the mediums and smaller barrel guns don't tend to be as well. You're better off going for I don't know, something heavier than this if it's about credit generation. But if it's about crew training, and you will make some money in this, 30,000-40,000 credits if you have a half decent game. So that's not to be sniffed at. So good tank, well worth getting if you are in the business of buying tanks and also wanting to work down the Japanese line, or indeed working down the Japanese medium line. For that reason alone, it's a good thing. And got a lot of slagging off when it first came out. As I said before, I think that was largely down to the comparison with the CDC, which for the good player is a fantastic tank. For the bad player, or for the average player and the poor player, it's can be a real liability. This thing isn't in the same league really, but it's not a bad thing, and after the buff it got fairly recently, I think it's a pretty worthwhile tank looking at. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Have you got this tank? Have you used it? Do you just lick your lips with delight when you see it on the opposition team because you think, I'm going to take it down, extra points, there's 1400 hit points for me, thank you. But let me know. And this has been Gamerdom. Thanks for watching. Please consider giving this a like, and maybe subscribe to some of my other videos, and more content that comes down the line. Hope you have good games. Enjoy yourselves. Remember, it is a game, and don't take it too seriously. Try not to get too worked up. I'll see you again soon. See ya.